Your goal as a strength and conditioning coach comes down to two key factors: building the ability of an athlete to produce force, and then improving their ability to apply that force within the specific conditions of their sport. There are plenty of ways that we can define fitness and multiple components of fitness that we can seek to address and develop, but if we deconstruct fitness too much, then we might end up losing sight of how the interactions between those different components of fitness impacts our ability to perform successfully. That's why I'm proposing a four-dimensional model of fitness with 5 key axes representing strength, speed, endurance, coordination, and flexibility. Typically, as coaches, we've used strength as the central pillar to our programming, with spectrums coming off of this pillar for each of the other axes. If we look at the strength-speed spectrum as an example, we can see that as we move along the spectrum, there's an exponential decay in the amount of force that we can produce, leaving us with a chart that looks somewhat like a death slide, and the area underneath that line can be used to quantify our fitness in that particular spectrum. Work performed closer to the start of the spectrum is going to focus on improving maximum force output and maximum strength, therefore increasing the height of the y-axis, while work towards the end of the spectrum is going to be more geared towards increasing maximum speed, which is therefore going to lengthen the x-axis. Both of those things are going to lead to improvements the whole way along the spectrum, but if we can identify a key part of the spectrum, work performed in this zone is going to flatten the rate of decay to that point, reducing the margins between maximum force output and the force we can produce in that specific zone, so we can optimize performance. The same scenario occurs across the remaining spectrums, so strength endurance, strength coordination, and strength flexibility, leaving us with a pyramid-like structure, but with the added complexity that comes from each of those spectrums interacting with one another to meet the specific needs in a given situation to sustain force output at speed over a given range of motion through a complex series of movement patterns, all while interacting with cues from our environment. The relative importance of each of those interactions and each of those components of fitness varies across sports and individuals. For some athletes, it might even vary at different points in their training journey. Strength's great, but if an athlete's already strong enough, coordination, mobility, endurance, or speed may become the priority. The four-dimensional nature of my model reflects the need for this shape to shift so that each of those axes can become the central pillar of our pyramid, giving us a different perspective to program from, so we can tailor our approach to the specific needs of the athlete. Don't get suckered into thinking one style of training is best. Look to understand why and when each training modality might be useful so you can help your athletes get the biggest advantage over their competition.